Eala eyes Payback win vs Sakatsume at Philippine Women's Open. Manila, Philippines. Filipino tennis ace Alexandra Eala continues her homestand at the inaugural Philippine Women's Open at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center Wednesday evening. Eala isn't only looking for a quarterfinals entry, she's also seeking a payback win against Japanese Himino Sakatsume in their round of 16 clash set at 6 p.m. the earliest. Eala first fought Sakatsume at the 2023 WTA 250 Kinoshita Group Japan Open Tennis Championships opening round, where the Japanese scored a 6-0, 6-3 win. World number 140 Sakatsume forged the rematch against number 49 Eala after dispatching compatriot Nao Hibino in their round of 32 clash, 6-3, the 7th of May Tuesday evening. The day before, Eala advanced after ousting Russian Elena Chereva, 6-1, 6-2, in her professional home debut. Eala is the only home bet left in the tournament after Kay Amana, Tenny Elmides, and Elizabeth Abaquez all got booted in the first round. From reverberations to triumph, Eala's poetic payback at the Philippine Women's Open. For every athlete, there's a crucible, a moment that defines not just a match, but a spirit. For Alexandra Eala, that crucible arrived on a warm Philippine evening at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. This was no ordinary tennis match. This was a reckoning with a past defeat, a confrontation with self-doubt, and a testament to growth, all woven into a performance that captured the heart of a nation. A homecoming written in heartbeats. The 2026 Philippine Women's Open marked a milestone in Filipino sports history, the first time the WTA graced Philippine soil with a professional tournament. At its center was Eala, the flag-bearer of her country's tennis dreams and a rising star whose story already read like legend. Hometown favorite, world-ranked number 49, and bearer of the weight of historic expectations, she entered the tournament not merely as a participant, but as hope, a symbol of how far Filipino athletes could go. Her opening match set the tone. Against Russia's Elena Chereva, Eala dismantled her in straight sets, 6-1, 6-2, showcasing not just skill, but a calm, deliberate control over her game. It was a commanding performance, one that demonstrated how much she had matured since past encounters against the same opponent. But looming large was a name that carried a shadow from the past, Himino Sakatsume, the ghost of a lopsided loss. In 2023, Eala faced Sakatsume at the WTA 250 Kinoshita Group Japan Open. In Tokyo, the contest was swift and merciless, a 6-0, 6-3 defeat that left little room for debate. Sakatsume had dominated both service and returns that day, overwhelming the young Filipino with superior precision and depth of play. It was a loss that resonated with Eala, not just numerically, but emotionally. For any athlete, a blemish like that can linger. In quiet moments it can echo, in bright lights it can fuel doubts. But in Eala's case, it became something more, a mirror. The match against Sakatsume at the Philippine Women's Open wasn't just about advancing to the quarterfinals. It was about payback, a chance to rewrite a chapter that once read with less optimism and more frustration. The day of reckoning, Manila's pulse. On match day, a palpable energy radiated from the crowd. The Rizal Memorial Tennis Center wasn't just filled, it vibrated. Fans, young and old, waved banners. Vendors shouted encouragement from the sidelines. Somewhere, a radio played an old Filipino tune, the rhythm weaving its way into the anticipation. This was more than sport. This was home. And then the match began. From the first serve, Eala's intent was clear. Her footwork was decisive. Her strokes carried authority. Gone was the tentative energy that sometimes marked early career players. In its place stood a woman with vision, a player who had traveled courts from Melbourne to Miami, battled world-class competition, and emerged tempered. Every rally was laced with tactical acumen, a blend of patience, aggression, and artistry. Sakatsume, for her part, came prepared. She was not the same player who had steamrolled the young Eala years ago. The Japanese competitor had since carved significant runs in international play, including a breakthrough at the Hong Kong Open and a semifinal appearance at the WTA 125 Canberra Tennis International. Her confidence was evident, her shots crisp. Yet, on this night, the momentum belonged to the Filipina. A narrative of transformation. There is a moment in every transformative sports story when the narrative shifts, when a player stops reacting and starts defining. For Eala, that moment arrived mid-second set. At first, the rallies were tight. Each point was a measured exchange, like strategic chess played with tennis rackets. But as the match progressed, Eala's clarity of purpose surged. Her returns dipped deeper, her angles sharper. She forced Sakatsume into longer exchanges, sapping the rhythm that had once made her so dangerous. The forehand, always a weapon, became a message. The backhand cross-court, precision. And then it happened, a sequence of points that crystallized the transformation. Eala, down one break earlier, clawed back, stitching together games with gritty defense and inspired defense. Each point was met by louder cheers, not just for the shot, but for the significance behind it. In that electric atmosphere, with the crowd urging her forward, Eala seized control. Payback, redeemed and reimagined. When the final ball was struck, the scoreboard did more than show numbers. It told a story of redemption. Eala had not only defeated Sakatsume, she did it with authority, strategy, and heart. There were no easy points, no flukes. Every winner was earned. Every long rally testified to a player who had grown beyond the sum of her past failures. It was not just a win, it was catharsis. For Eala, the victory was a moment of validation, proving that a past loss could be honored but not allowed to dictate the present. It was an affirmation of growth, a testament that the crucible had served its purpose. And as she walked off the court, chest heaving with exertion and triumph, the crowd rose to its feet, a nation standing with her. More than a match, a movement. Eala's journey to this moment wasn't isolated. It was amplified by her broader achievements, from becoming the first Filipino to win a Grand Slam main draw singles match at the U.S. Open to securing her first WTA title in Mexico. Each milestone had helped shape the athlete who stood victorious in Manila. But hey, in the Philippines, the significance was deeper. The Philippine Women's Open was not merely a tournament. It was affirmation that Filipino tennis, long overshadowed, had arrived on the global stage. Eala was not just a participant. She was the embodiment of possibility. Young players watching from the stands or on TV saw in her victory a reflection of their own potential. And Eala, ever thoughtful, embraced that role.